Well, howdy there, internet fam. Um, Been a weird couple of days. Uh, the election has been certified. All of a sudden, Mitch McConnell is all congratulatory and my good friend and good colleague and blah, blah, blah. And AG Barr, I don't know if he was pushed out or he jumped ship before Trump started doing really, really weird shit that he couldn't justify. But after saying that the election didn't have any fraud, obviously Trump turned on him, which is amazing considering the lackey that Bill Barr has been for him since he took the position of AG after Jeff Sessions. But let's talk about Lin Wood for a second. Lin Wood tweeted out something about Kemp and other hardcore, Republican governors and senators and whatever, die-hard, staunch, boot-licking, sycophantic Trump supporters who said the election's over. He lost. It's just the way it works. Lin Wood tweets out that they're going to be going to jail. Now that's insane. But most of Trump's legal team is insane. You got Giuliani, you got I forget what her name is. She was in and out so fast. But Trump retweeted that. So now he's not only going to threaten to lock up his political opponents, which he's been doing, we're going to arrest Hillary Clinton, we're going to arrest Obama, we're going to arrest Biden, we're going to arrest all of these other people. None of it happened. Not one thing. None of it. But now Trump is retweeting crazy tweets from his other lawyer, Lin Wood, saying that people are going to go to jail. Supporters of Trump, who simply made the mistake, in his eyes, of saying, "I'm sorry, man, you lost." There's a playbook for fascism. And usually it involves locking up your political opponents. But now you're locking up people now we're talking about locking up people who you view weren't loyal enough to dear leader. Now, I'm not really sure how far down this rabbit hole we're going to go. But what I do know is that this isn't going away, not by any stretch. The American people have a very, very steep hill to climb before we can even get back to the plateau that was platitude of what we called normal 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 12 years ago, 16 years ago, whatever. None of it's not really normal. It's not actually America because it doesn't represent all of Americans. It represents the rich, the oligarchy, the whatever. It doesn't represent us. It definitely doesn't represent me. But that's the situation we find ourselves in. There's really only a couple of ways forward at this point. While the Proud Boys are marching in Washington and screaming for revolution and stabbing each other in Michigan or Washington, D.C. or wherever the fuck they're doing their crazy shit that they're doing, but insisting that it's all BLM and Antifa. You know what? I'm an anti-fascist. I am. Hitler was a fascist. I'm against fascism. So I'm Antifa. Or Antifa, or however you say it. I'm pro not being fascist. That's what anti-fascism is. Pro not being a fascist. I'm not a fascist. So, by definition, I'm Antifa. Now, in that definition, I'm going to get the blowback. Just because you say you're not gay doesn't mean you hate gays. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I'm not gay, and I don't hate gays. But if I see some fascist piece of shit doing something or trying to tweet legislation kicking them out of the military that he was too fucking bone-spurred to serve in, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say it. It's just how it works. But the truth is not always a nice pill. But it's the truth. And whatever hijinks is being planned for January 6th, don't do it. We had to shut down Michigan legislatures because there were credible threats of violence against Republican elected officials by Proud Boys and Trump supporters. See, the Republican Party isn't the Republican Party anymore. It's the Trumplican Party. Because the Republican Party was about small government, fiscal conservatism, and tax cuts. Well, it seems like whenever they get the power of the purse, they have no problem spending money. We got all the money in the world you need for a military, space force, and tax cuts for Amazon and Walmart and shit like that. We got all the money in the world for that. Soon as a single mother needs health care for her kid, or maybe needs some help paying her rent, or maybe needs some paycheck protection because she's been laid off because of a pandemic, you got no money for that. We got no money for that. That's not a clear path. It's not a viable path. I mean, it's a path. It leads somewhere. Nowhere viable. So what's the other one? Who knows? I guess we'll find out after January 20th. Keep it classy, America.